Hey there, beloved Quantum Health Boss here, coming to you live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Today's topic is all about blood pressure, right? So, when I go into my talks, I like to make sure that you're fully aware exactly what we're talking about. So, if you're not too sure, blood is plasma in the body, okay? Blood runs through the arteries and veins in your body. It gets pumped out from the heart into the arteries, and then from the arteries into the veins back to the heart. Okay. Now, today we're going to be talking about really high blood pressure. What is high blood pressure? Well, high blood pressure is when you have an artery like this and the blood is trying to flow through, but the viscosity is very weak because there's blockages, right? The flow is not flowing good through there. That's why you got high blood pressure. One way of measuring high blood pressure is using a cuff. You put a cuff on your arm and you pump it up. And when you pump it up, it gives you a number. When you release it, it gives you a number. When you pump it up, it gives you a systolic number. That number is when your heart is pumping or contracting. And when you release it, it's the systolic number. And that's when your heart is resting. Okay. Now, high blood pressure affects almost 50% of adults in the US right now. And that's not good. So if it's affecting 50% of adults, it's definitely starting from kids. And the studies are it's about affecting about 1 out of 10 or 15 kids has high blood pressure. Well, how would you know if you had high blood pressure? Well, I had high blood pressure going off and on when I was a teenager, but definitely um, getting these pressure feelings in your head, not really a headache, but kind of pressure coming into the eyes and feeling like you want to black out is definitely a sign that you got high blood pressure. Um, really, high blood pressure is not good. Why? Because if you have a history of high blood pressure, you can develop kidney disease. You can definitely um, have a shortened lifespan because of the high blood pressure. But definitely, high blood pressure is something that we should be monitoring when the kids are young. And one way of doing that, as I said, is using the blood pressure cuff, checking the blood, but also using frequency. I use frequency to check my arteries and veins to see where the blockages is because it's very good to put the cuff on and see what the number is, but let's actually see where the blockages are. So I go to my program here and I just go into the reports after I scanned and I optimize myself, and I can just go and see exactly where there might be any issues. So really, what I'm looking for is any double reds um, that are really blocked. But we can see here some are red, and then they went to yellow or orange. So it's telling me that there could be issue with the flow in those areas. One way of taking care of your blood pressure is going to my website, thequantumboss.com, filling out the free demonstration, and you will get 10 free questions and free wellness IQ that will help you, give you tips that you can start right away and help take away that high blood pressure. But yeah, this is basically what the frequency model looks like. And I can actually go in and dive in and see if there's any issues. So I see there's one here, artery in the left leg. the latter inferior. And you can just see here exactly where it's going to. So I definitely want to get some flow there. One way of getting the flow is taking garlic, alicidin. We have a product, alicidin, that's a fraction of garlic. That's pretty potent and definitely supports the cardiovascular system. So yeah, that's one thing that you can do. Another thing that you can do is exercise. Stop eating white salt. Also, another thing that we could be doing is um, just watching, what we eat, but laughing, um, getting rid of stressful situations. If you do have diabetes, reversing that diabetes will definitely help with the high blood pressure. If we're taking medications, also, certain medications can induce high blood pressure. So it's very important that we listen to our bodies and we contact a natural holistic practitioner. I highly suggest that we merge the two together because when we're looking at everything with our energy eyes, we're getting a lot better result. But yeah, we can see if I have any things in the chat. But high blood pressure is a very silent killer. You're not going to really know most of the time that you have it unless you do a test. A blood test once a year is not good enough. A cuff on your thing is not good enough. I check every day to see what's going on inside my body, to see where the blockages is so we can get some flow. Um, in my wellness IQ, one of the tips that I give is using apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is really good at clearing out the arteries and the veins. One thing that plugs up the arteries and the veins that causes the high blood pressure is cholesterol. So if you remove certain cholesterols from your diet, you're going to get a better, you know, system moving, and not getting the arteries all plugged up and gummed up. But vegetable oils, canola oils, um, even certain olive oils, peanut oils, they're really not good for the body, and they gum up the gallbladder, and in turn mess up the arteries and the veins. So I highly suggest that apple cider vinegar is something that you use 3 times a day, with in between meals. It will definitely help. And walking 30 minutes a day will definitely help. But one last thing that plugs up arteries in the veins, it is calcification. So when you have calcification in the body, the calcification can also be deposited anywhere in the body, also in the arteries and the veins. And the way that happens is you don't digest your food properly. You go to sleep, and the calcium gets taken out of bones, and it's called hypoxyapatite and hydroxyapatite. And basically, that calcium can't go back into the bone when you wake up. So it gets deposited in your ear, your eye, your veins, your arteries, and you can get blockages that way too. One way of getting those is high doses of HCl. If a gallbladder is blocked up, it's not going to give you the bile or the HCl. Also, uh, castor oil packs. I'm a master at castor oil packs. So if you have any heart issues, you need a good source of alicidin. We got that, the castor oil, and all the other tips that you need. But we need to be optimizing and looking at exactly what's going on inside the body so we can make sure that we don't develop these high blood pressure things altogether. For the most part, I have mine under control, and I can't wait to get yours under control too. If you catch us on the live, go ahead and hashtag live. If you catch it on the replay, go ahead and hashtag replay. And I wish to see you on the next one. If you have any suggestions for the next topic, please let me know because I want to serve you the best way possible. Have a great day.